everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Joyce. I make weekly content about movies and series, mixing up with my ultimate favorite other hobby, which is makeup. And if you like this type of content, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I must give you a heads up. I am not a professional critic, so I do this for fun. I used to tell my friends what to watch or give them recommendations, so I love giving recommendations to my friends. So I decided to do the same here for you guys, that I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. So if you want me to comment on anything or recommend something, go to my Instagram. Go follow me on Instagram. I have 2 Instagram accounts, so one I did this for. So one is about movies and series. I do recommend a lot of things there, and the other one is about my daily lives and lifestyle and also makeup. And today, yes, I do have all my face done. I just do my eyes because that's the fun part. Everything that you need to know, it's on the description box below if you want to know what I used on my face. And today I'm gonna use this palette, these 2 palettes. This one I used it like a companion palette, and this one is what I used this week and for a review on my other makeup for my Instagram account. So this one is the Primark Nude Basics. This one is my first and most loved palette. Obviously you can see that I love this shade because I hit pan on this one, and the shimmers are really good. I really like this palette and we're gonna use this today. And this one is my bite-size elf palette. This one is the Mint Glacé palette. I really like this shade and the shimmers are really amazing. If you like this video, so continue watching, and yeah, let's go to the video. So what are we gonna talk about today? I filmed a video on mini heist. I'm gonna say mini heist. Yeah. If it's wrong, please tell me below. Don't get annoyed at me. My English is not my first language, so please. And don't come for me. I did a video on Money Heist, commenting and analyzing, but I didn't like it at all, so I decided to re-record it again. And I'm here again re-recording. I am planning to film 3 other videos today. 2 other videos today. This is the first one. And yeah, so I probably will, you know, the other videos that I did with that same makeup, so I'm not gonna do that same makeup because I didn't really like that same makeup, but I can do a improved version on my Instagram. So yeah, let's start talking about Money Heist. So just to give you an insight on what comes in these videos, I start by talking a little bit about like the resume of the show, and then I talk a little bit about the characters, and then after the characters I talk about my opinions and what I learned from the show. So obviously this show was, you can learn a lot of things, but also it's a crime show, so that's the content of this video while I am doing my makeup. I hope you like it. Money Heist is a series about a group of criminals that were put together into a house, and this guy named Professor is the brain of the operation. So he puts all of them together, and they have 6 months to prepare for this robbery. And the Professor is the genius of them all. He creates every type of scenario possible, and he also keeps them ahead of the game. So they are gonna rob a museum, and that museum is not, they're not gonna just rob money. They're not gonna rob any money. They're gonna make money. That's the difference between their robbery. So the Professor doesn't it never got involved in crime, never was a criminal, and didn't have any criminal record at all. When you go more towards the end, you will understand the reason why. And the reason why the professor did this whole thing is that his dad was a criminal. And Berlin is his brother, and the professor really wants to give this last chance on his dad. His dad is already, I think, is dead now, and he feels a lot like he really misses him, and you can see that. But he orchestrated this all for his dad, and he knows that his dad was the type of criminal that was a criminal but didn't want to kill anyone or didn't want to do any bad. Just that's what his plan was. Not rob any money, but make money, and which is a genius idea, and also bring all of them alive and not killing anyone, any hostage. So that was the plan, and we can see throughout the series. The thing about this series is, I don't know if you know this already, I talk about this series a lot. This one is one of my favorite series. I am not really a criminal type of series girl. I actually feel really traumatized by criminal stuff. So before doing these types of videos, I go on YouTube and watch other people also do the reviews, and what this guy said makes so much sense. It's not realistic, but it's convincing. So the whole point of having this series is that it's not supposed to be realistic. It is supposed to be convincing. And we can see that is really, really, really convincing, because imagine if someone actually thinks about it and then does this in real life exactly the same way the professor did. And to be fair, that's almost impossible, because nothing is gonna, you cannot predict the future, so you cannot predict how the other person will react. Even throughout the series, you can see that there were some things that weren't going according to plan, and he had to go and fix it, or then just pray that everything's gonna be okay, and the person that he is with is gonna react in a different way. So you cannot, like, it's almost impossible. Like, if you think that you can actually do this type of robbery exactly how the professor did, you must be nuts, mate. You need to go to the doctor. But yeah, that's the first bit of the story, and that's the resume, basically. And we can see that he also knows that when you have any particular, for example, any particular relationship with the people you are working with, things start going south. Things start going in a bad direction. That's also why he established some rules, which is not knowing their names. That's also why they have capital cities names, for example, Berlin, Tokyo, Moscow, Rio. Rio is not a capital, though. That one is not a capital. So yeah, each of them had a different name, and they were not supposed to know their real names anyway, so they were not supposed to know anything about each other, which is a genius act. So when they were captured, they don't know much about each other to tell the cops, so they're not lying because they don't know. Get it? And I think it's kind of genius. This whole thing is genius. If you have seen the documentary, The Money Heist, The Phenomenon, you should see that they say that this whole thing is, how do you say,
75 years later.
in the documentary they say that it's all the thing is not planned, the scene are not planned, they just go with the flow. And I think that's so risky but kind of genius. Like, you being the person that is writing the series, you don't even know what's gonna happen after. Like, you get home and then you're like, oh yeah, today we did this and this, but we don't know what's gonna happen next, so I cannot tell you what's gonna happen next. So you don't know how to spoiler the other person. Even though I do think that people don't actually go home and talk about those things, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the characters. Oh my god, this part is my favorite part. Let's talk about the professor. The professor is this guy that is a genius, and he is the brain of the operation. He is also the guy that is there to protect you. Like, he is there. He becomes a criminal when he starts doing this, but he treats you like a family, and he knows how to protect you, and also he knows every single thing. So this genius act of not going inside and being outside and dealing with things that are happening outside, and you deal with things that is happening inside. So he can know everything that's happening inside and outside. Outside, not everything, because you cannot be in many places at once, but there is many incidents that happens. Of course, in a robbery, nothing is gonna go according to plan. It's really spontaneous, so he needs to work things out throughout the robbery. Like, while they were in there, he needs to work out on how to not for the police not to catch them inside, and not to know their plan. Learning about the development of the characters are genius. Every single step you see this why this happened, because you see their memories. And Tokyo is also the one who is narrating the whole show, and you need to be always aware on what's going on, because then you don't understand the whole thing. And I think that's such a genius act. Ooh. I don't know if you can see this, but this gold is beautiful. I like the shimmers of this palette more than I like the mattes. The mattes are alright, but the shimmer, oh. So yeah, you're not lost. You are just going through a process. So I would say trust the process and go with the flow. Like, for example, everything, when someone says everything happens for a reason, you see the relationships between them, and you see every little thing that happened inside, why it happened, what's the plan. And then while you go, the more you get into it, the more you know. My favorite characters are Tokyo and oh my god, Nairobi. Why did I get like so long to just say her name? So Tokyo and Nairobi are one of the best characters ever. I love their characters. I love the way they portray. It's just, both of them are the ones that they're very unique characters. So they're not the ones to say, they're not the ones just to say, I receive your orders and that's it. No, if they think that they have to go through the plan, and if they think that's not right, they won't do it. Like, there is in many cases, like them two and Berlin, who is the head of them inside. You can know why, because I said at the beginning that he is the professor's brother, so both of them knew what they were doing. So you can see that they come into conflicts a lot with Berlin, especially because Berlin has this psycho personality. I could see, like, at the beginning you cannot see, but then afterwards you just think, like, he's a full-on psychopath. And I like his character, but it's just, it gives me sometimes goosebumps, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But yeah, and then you have the family, which is Moscow and Denver. Moscow and Denver are like those kind of like family gathering that you don't know about, because they love each other, but they don't let you know, but you know. I think it's a bit confusing this way. But yeah, Moscow is the guy that is already in this a lot more time than Denver. And then you have Rio, Helsinki, and Oslo. Rio is that type of guy that is scared of everything, but it's a nerd. So basically a nerd guy who is scared of everything. If you can say that. Oh my god. I actually like this. Green. So then you have, yeah, you have Helsinki and Oslo. I think Helsinki is gay, so he treats Oslo or like a brother or like his love affair. So I am like, sometimes I am really confused, but they portray them as muscles and not brains. So like, okay. But I think Helsinki has so much like to give, because you can see that Oslo also, they portray him as muscles but not brains. And then he dies in one of the episodes. So you have Helsinki trying not to go nuts and not to try and kill everyone, and then you have and then you don't have Oslo anymore. But like, they didn't develop his character a lot as well. I think they developed Moscow more than they developed Oslo. And then you have the police officers. So Raquel, Angel, Raquel and Angel. So they are the ones who are in the case, and Raquel falls in love with the professor. The professor wasn't taking that in mind, so it was just to get into her work and know what she's up to before everyone else, because, you know, having your enemies close, you know, kind of thing. But he didn't expect to fall in love with the inspector, so that was a bummer for their operation. And for the police operations. So after that, a lot of things went down the hill, which is why I'm telling you, when you are inside and you have all planned, things can go wrong and can go good. Nothing in life is gonna go exactly how you planned, because you don't know. And then the reaction that she had on when she discovered it, it was different. So you could have someone totally like wanna kill you, and I don't know, and then you had her having some kind of compassion on him. Well, so it also depends on how the inspector took things. And then you have the worst character ever, which had an affair with Stockholm, which is Monica. Oh my god, that guy is, you know who I'm talking about. Is Arturo. Who doesn't know him? He does. I literally want to go to that guy and tell him, congratulations, you did such an amazing job. You know when someone does an amazing job on when their character is annoying and they actually pisses you off? That's when you know he did a brilliant job, because his character is so annoying. Is annoying in a level. The way he talks, the way he does things. If something is wrong, is going bad on his side, to protect his butt, he will turn you in. And yeah, that's what he did. He turned them in, the hostage that were planning to get out. It didn't go really up to plan, because the hostage that planned with him did got out, but he stayed. So as you can see, this is one of my best shows. I recommend this to everyone that comes into my path. Like, if I know you, you probably already know and probably already see me talking about this show. This is one of my favorite shows. I do have lots of favorite shows, but this one is just something else. I really, really love this show. And I think this show is so, so, so well done. Everything was well thought. Even though the people who were writing the whole plot and the whole storyline, they just go with the flow. They went like nuts. How can you go with the flow and then you can go back in time and then just make things make sense? How'd you do it? What's your secret? Tell me. I won't tell anyone. What's your secret? But yeah, that's really what I think. Like, it's one of the best shows that I've ever seen in my life. The way that they do things, the way that they actually put all the characters together, the character development, the storyline, everything was well thought through. And even the plan, even with the robbery and everything, it was so well done. I was so impressed, because when I started watching, I was like, if it's something, it's like hyped. I don't, it's not even overhyped. I do believe that the hype was real. And after watching it, I definitely thought that the hype was real. I 100% recommend this series. Like, they compare it with Prison Break. I haven't watched Prison Break yet, but they compare it with it because it's the same thing. Genius plot and genius plan, that it always all meant together and then come together, and then and you can understand every single thing. Literally, I could understand the whole thing without any problems. And it was in Spanish. And if you're learning Spanish, this show is one of the perfect like ways to learn Spanish, because I was watching this show and I actually pick up some Spanish. I do understand Spanish a little bit, not as much, because I never spoke Spanish in my life. Why am I saying French? Never spoke Spanish in my life, never did any Spanish classes, but my dad speaks Spanish, and also it's similar to Portuguese, so I can understand some words that are really, really similar. So let me go and finish this eye, and then I come back and tell you what I learned about this show. I am back and I put some mascara on, and yeah, I set my face, and this is my final look. This show proved me that everything is not as easy as it looks like, and even robbing something or break down something, you have to put some work and effort into it, and you also have to believe into that thing. And also, violence is not the answer. I am so most of you know that I already told you guys this before. This commentary videos are you guys that choose. So most of you choose crime type of movies or series. These two series were criminal stuff, and yeah, I do understand it's Money Heist is one of the best series that I've ever watched, even though it's something to do with criminals and you want them to succeed. And this series is like a cat-mouse game, and it's such a well done show. And that's what, like, I really want to be part of something really thought through. And there is some things in the show that we should look deep into it, not because it's something that criminals do and not something that you should do in real life. Obviously, there is some metaphors that you can use into your life. If you go on my Instagram, you can see some quotes there, and sometimes I break it down into my own words on what do I think about those quotes and what we can actually learn from those quotes and what they mean for me. Obviously, there is different perspectives, and obviously there is different ways of saying things. I do think that most of the things that we watch are part of, like, are people that actually want to bring something to the table. It's so elaborated, and you keep asking yourself how many series or movies like this are in this world and are not getting our attention. I really hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching, and see you next week. Bye!